Hello, listener here. Welcome to my deck profile on my Gaga deck for 2017. This deck is pretty good, and I'm still play testing it. Going to go to my locals and see if this ends up winning these days. So let's go on a profile and get this started. The Gagagas have been here for a long time. I think they have potential. So in today's format, let's see what they have to offer. So get started. We can run 3 Gagaga magicians. They let you boost up his level and stuff from 1 to 8. You can decrease the level, increase it, and it's good for XC summoning all these different cards these days for XC summoning. And we're running 2 Gaga Gardeners. He's good for like when someone ends up using him for if your opponent direct attacks him, you can special summon him in either attack or defense, and when he's attacked, you can like discard and he can negate that battle. Pretty interesting card, and I like it. We're running 1 Gaga head. He's interesting because he can be special summon without tribute. You can normal summon without tributing a level 4 monster for him, and when he's normal summon, target 2 Gaga monsters from the deck. I think. Let's see. I think it was graveyard. Yeah, graveyard. In my graveyard, and then special summon it, and then you can use that to use for XC summon for a Gaga monster or whatever combos you have. So this card is very useful. I run 1 of them because he's pretty good. Running 1 Gaga girl. She's good for at least for Gaga head's effect, but she's pretty good to end up in when you use this for XC's material. She has the monster you have become 0, and then you can attack it with that monster there. Running 1 Gaga Mancer. She's pretty good because her effect is when she's used it for Exceed summon, target 1 Exceed monster and it gains 500 attack. So when there's you summon for a Exceed monster, you can, like, when she goes to graveyard, you can boost up the Exceed monster's attack with her effect, so it's pretty good. And the non-Gaga monsters I'm running in the deck is 2 Fluffs. He's pretty good because you can like target like discard a monster, then use this to become that level of that monster, and it's pretty good because he's a magician and he's pretty good on that thing. Running 1 Magician's Valkyria. Pretty useful in this deck because I think if I use this card, it would be nice to have a card that wouldn't end up like not having these cards attack this thing, so it's pretty good. Running 1 Dark Magician of Chaos, one of my favorite cards to use in this deck because he's not on the ban list anymore, but he's pretty good to use in the deck, and he's nice to end up banishing cards and when he destroys a card, and pretty good. And he leaves the field after he's banished. And topping off the monster list, I'm running 1 Battle Fader. Interesting card, but it's pretty good to use any deck in all. Running 2 Gaga tags for the spells right now, going on the spells. You can boost up all Gaga monsters on the field, and then until the end of this turn, so it's pretty good. And a must-have in this deck is 3 Gaga Bolts, because I run 3 Gaga bolts because this card can end up destroy any card in the field if for pendulums, monsters, or even anything in general, anything. But it's pretty good anyway on the field. And running 1 Gaga back. This is a good card if you don't have Soul Charge. Yes, I run Soul Charge in this deck, but if you don't have Soul Charge, this is pretty useful to use when your monsters are Gaga monsters. They get destroyed by your opponent by battle and stuff. You can activate this card when you're in set, and then end up bringing back. But the cost is you have to pay 600 life to bring back the monsters that your opponent destroyed for your Gagas. But this is pretty good anyway. But the cost is made more dealt than others for risk. Running 1 Gaga Revenge. If you have like some kind of Gaga monster in your graveyard, you can use this equip spell to end up like bring it back. It's equipped to that, and when you use this for Exceed Summon, you can end up like have that monster gain 300 attack when Exceed Summon with this card. And I run 1 Book of Moon, just handy for stalling. Allure Darkness, because I'm running a lot of darks, well, except for Fluff, he's a win, but rest of my other monsters are dark. Run Soul Charge, I mentioned earlier, pretty good card, pay 1,000 and stuff. 1 Pot of Duality, for the card I need or don't need or something like that. 1 Swords Real Light, just to have on hand. 1 Gold Sarcophagus, just to go in my deck and find what card I need. And to wrap off the spells, 2 MSTs, just because I need to end up destroying people's back row with it. And we're going into traps now. I'm running 2 Gaga shields. It can be it can't be anything besides Gagas, but you can use this for any spellcasters besides Gagas, but they're pretty good too, because for spellcasters at least. Wearing 2 Gaga guards. Now this card is pretty interesting because I like this in the deck. When you can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and this card is pretty good because if your opponent like ends up like destroying any card, you activate this trap card, or any or effect or if an effect is activated, you can activate this card, and then they won't do anything about it. Running 1 Gaga Rush. I don't have any other Gaga Rushes in the moment, but if you have more, just let me know. But Gaga Rush is pretty good when a face-up Gaga monster is targeted by an effect or something. You can maybe activate this card and then target one of your monsters that have an effect on a Gaga, and then destroy it, and then they take damage equal to an attack. Pretty interesting card. That's why I like to run this one. 1 Jar of Avarice is better than Jar of Greed for my sake. I mean, because you like end up like selecting 5 cards from your graveyard and then put them back to your deck and then draw 1 card. I mean, this is planetary because I like this because it's one of my favorites. I'm also running 1 Dark Horizon because this card is useful for when you take battle damage, especially someone dark spell type monster from my deck less than that. So an easy summon for like a Dark Magician of Chaos to end up special summoning, and it's pretty useful too. 1 Mirror Force. 1 Bommel's Trap Hole. 1 Dimensional Prison. 1 one Dark Bribe, and one Magic Cylinder to wrap up the traps. Now we're going into the extra deck, and it's one of my favorites too. So let's for the extra deck, I'm running one Ebon High Magician because he's pretty good. What he does is I can detach a monster from him, and when it's one of my opponent's turn, I can activate a quick spell card or a trap card from my hand, and stuff. Say if I had like something like it. Say if I had a Jar of Avarice in my hand and I detach it on my opponent's turn, I can activate that to put maybe that or other stuff. If I had like a Phoenix Chain or something like that, he's pretty useful. So yeah. Also, I'm running one Castell. Interesting card to use in the deck. Gaga Cowboy for the Gaga head card effect. Running one Dark Rebellion. One number 39 Utopia is pretty good for negation. Running two Gaichi Gachi Kontetsus because I had the Felelf and I also have Felelf and Gaga Magician if I need so. So he's pretty useful because I can use this card. Run number 12 Crimson Shadow Ninja because I want to, because he's pretty optional for level 5. Running one two Shark Fortress to end up the C's count, the extra count, but these are one of my favorites. So that's my Gaga deck that I'm planning to play in my locals and stuff, but it's pretty good. Tell me what you think of my deck and stuff, and see what you suggest, what cards I should take in, take out, or is okay 100% stuff. So let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll sure to do more videos in the future. All that, Ace and I out.